Well, now time to do this Mazda Bravo, 2000 model turbo diesel. Yeah, so it came in to get the water pump done. As you can see, it's pretty loose. And when I saw it first, I saw this discoloration here on the radiator. Recommended him change it, and now you can see it's starting to leak. So good thing we're getting that done. So yeah, water pump, timing belt, all the other belts. Clean the condenser because that's filthy. And under here somewhere, yeah, that's what's left of the intercooler. So I might try and straighten that out because that ain't doing any cooling. So pretty messy. Fun. Just drain the radiator. Conveniently, this bottle fits under the car without jacking it up. Yeah, should always dispose of coolant properly. Yeah, the other thing I'm doing is I'm installing a condenser fan. So if you can believe it or not, a 2000 model car with air conditioning has no condenser fan. Just relies on the viscous coupling. Now that's, yeah, not good enough when you're in traffic. On the freeway that's fine, but when you're in traffic, you just, yeah, aircon will be shit and you'll kill the compressor and use more fuel. So, well, I got the radiator out, and to my surprise, look at that. That's where the fan's been spinning. It's bent all the fins over. Haven't seen it that bad before. It could have been driven through a flood, but that's just terrible. You can see the good spot, the bad spot. That wouldn't have worked very well. And also it was packed full of dirt and just filthy anyway. Nasty. I'm just looking at this intercooler. I'm upside down at the moment. Yep. Yeah, that's hammered. It's probably going to take a good hour just sitting there straightening those, but that would be cheaper than replacing it, I'd say. That is absolutely hammered. There's some fins that are still good, but not many. Those ones over there are good. Yeah, they're behind the bar, that's why. That's terrible. Oh, I've changed most of the hoses. Put them on. Like that one down there, haven't done that end because I've got to flush everything. Put that one on, but not the one that connects it to the engine. About to do the water pump and the bell. Thought you'd find this interesting. That sounds lovely. That would have sounded absolutely brilliant at 100 kilometres an hour. Oh well, it's getting changed. Well, that looks nice and clean, but it's stuffed. Little loose. Really time to do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, so if you're wondering where the belt runs off, well that's the injection pump. And it must run off a gear, no a chain, because when I turn the crank pulley, that turns in the opposite direction. So, yeah, makes it all fun. Now, I'll just time it all up and do the belt. There we go, nice new belt, all timed and tensioned properly. Now I can put it all back together. Well, now the front of the engine's done, it's doing thermostat, and that goes down there. There it is, bottom hose housing. I'm not going to put all this back together tonight because I want to put a condenser fan in, so I'm going to leave the radiator out just so it's easier to strap the fan in. And you can wire it up to before the pressure switch. So I hate idiots that wire it up to the compressor. So if for some reason it overheats and cuts out, it turns the fans off too. So this way the fans will keep running even if it superheats and shuts off. So now I'm going to flush the block and clean this coil because that's just feral. Oh, that coil looks much cleaner now. Cool. I went and got a fan for this. I was looking for a 10 or an 11 inch. All they had was a 12. So yeah, I've made it fit somehow. It's got clearance, not rubbing on everything. That's mounted. I'm just going to wire that up. Cool. There we go, that looks good. Cool. I've also got the intercooler out. I've made it work better. Still looks horrible. I'll probably spend another 10-20 minutes on it. But that should work now. Before it didn't. Well, there we go, it's all back together. Just going to do a little bit of wiring to connect the fan up and fill it with coolant. And since the thermostat's on the bottom hose, you always fill it from the top hose until the block's full, and then fill the radiator, and then put the hose on and then top it all up. So that way you know that you're not going to get a huge airlock in the block. Unless it's a particular engine that you have to bleed specially. But yeah. It's, now just to finish that off and put it back in, and yeah, that should be it for tonight. Oh well, that's about as good as I'll get it. So that was absolutely hammered. If you have a look, I've had to remove a layer to actually get the good stuff. If you look at this side, see the way it's flush up, you can see a bit where I've had to remove a bit. This side was bent too. This whole side, I had to remove that much. So, yeah, it should work again. Down there, down the bottom gets a bit messy, but that's really deep. Yeah, can't complain about that. You can see through it at least. Cool. Mad. Good excuse just to sit in front of the heater and do something though. Well, let's back in, and this is just the same shot as I did when it was not sort of repaired. It still looks haggard, but as I say, it's got airflow now, so it should do something. Oh well, shit happens. I just thought I'd show the fan I bought comes with its own wiring loom and relay, which I was just going to discard anyway, so I always make my own looms up for this sort of stuff. Look, they're going to the trouble of making, you know, sort of nice, all that, little fuse holder. They give you a relay even though it hasn't got a resistor in it, which I don't recommend on modern cars, because it could fry your computer if you're unlucky. But yeah, look at that. That's the fuse properly put in. That's as hard as it would hold it. That's pushed in as hard as you can, in properly. Yeah, there it goes. That thing will just burn out in a second. Shit. And the funniest thing about all this, you get all this wire and a nice plug and a relay, all that shit, and on the fan there's a nice plug, but guess what? There's nothing in this kit to actually connect the kit to the fan. Isn't that funny? So they give you some crappy scotch locks, shit. These shitty things, absolute rubbish. Never use them. And they give you two of these, two crimps. It's just like, that's a bit silly. Oh well. There's modern society's thinking for you, dickheads. They give you alloy wire as well. Yay.